Alaska is unique among the states. It is primarily an equitable distribution state, but gives married couples the option to elect into a community property system through a written community property agreement. This makes Alaska the only state offering an optional community property regime alongside the default equitable distribution system. Under Alaska's default equitable distribution system, courts divide marital property, property acquired during the marriage, in a manner that is equitable given the circumstances. Separate property remains with the spouse who owns it. For creditors, the default equitable distribution rules mean that only the debtor spouse's individual property and their share of marital property is reachable. The non-debtor spouse's separate assets are protected from individual debts. Alaska's optional community property agreement. Married Alaska couples can execute a written agreement designating some or all of their property as community property. If such an agreement exists, those designated assets are owned equally by both spouses and may be subject to different creditor access rules. For creditors dealing with an Alaska debtor, confirming whether a community property agreement exists is a preliminary investigative step. A community property agreement, if in effect, changes the analysis significantly. Community debts may be collectible from community assets held by either spouse. Alaska's homestead exemption is $72,900, protecting that amount of equity in a primary residence from most creditors. Alaska also has a relatively generous set of personal property exemptions. Wage garnishment in Alaska. Alaska allows wage garnishment subject to the Federal Consumer Credit Protection Act limits, 25% of disposable earnings, or the amount exceeding 30 times the federal minimum wage, whichever is less. Certain categories of income, Social Security, retirement benefits, are exempt. Alaska's marital property rules and its geography create unique skip tracing challenges. Debtors in remote areas may have property and employment relationships that aren't captured by standard database searches. People Locator skip tracing provides Alaska debtor investigation, including remote location assets. Visit peoplelocatorskiptracing.com to place your order.